going to talk about how to sound like a leader and what is the process and what is the technique that can lead to a very voracious leader. So I have uh, watch TED Talks by an Australian speaker, and he simply talk about the six major principle that talk about how to sound like a leader and how to sound like a very fluent speaker. So before going to that point, let me share some of the few insights that I get from that TED talk. So he talked about speech writing, the secret behind the speech, how the great leaders and how the great personality have been using this technique to attract the people, to attract the large mass of people around the globe. That is the key behind the speech or storyteller. And to sound like a leader, you always have to look right, look left, look center, look everywhere the most possible way, so that every audience you can make an eye contact in the best case scenario. Now, this sound very fair, but this is the way you have to proceed. So how to invoke those things and how to invoke your mindset to that process is very much compelling, very much convincing. That is how the great speaker and how the great orator has attracted masses of people to the various parts of globe. So thanks for applause. Thanks for the applause. Sounds more compelling, sounds more convincing. So you have to reinvent, relay, and rethink. This is how you need to be considered and way while doing storytelling action. Now I love all of you. Now in the second section, you need to use the metaphor. Metaphor is our phrase of words, a string of words, which is actually used by the after the 16 words on average. So this is this aspiring bring the financial storm exaggerations. It's just a part and parcel of ordinary conversation. It's just a part and parcel of ordinary conversation. And rhyme, I think rhyme is the most processing fluency of language. It sounds simple. It sound free. It sound free. It sound simple. It sound free. I will jam a speech for you. I will jam a speech for you if you like the most. So by considering all these facts and figures, I can say that everybody have a different tonality. Everybody have a different set of methods while doing a storytelling, while doing addressing some facts on some specific topics. So let me not so much complex. Let me very much easy for you. And I think you all of you have noticed, might have known that every speaker who speaks really fluent, really convincing, have one thing common. That is, they speak with mind. They don't speak with mouths. What I mean is that when you speak with mouth, definitely you will went wrong, not occasionally, so many times. And this is the way you have to control yourself. You have to handle yourself, and this is the way you need to take care of it while doing a storytelling and while doing anything to talk to someone. Yesterday I spoke to my few colleagues who have shared their idea, who have been monitoring me from the last couple of days, and he told me that, Ranjit, it's just a simple method, just a very compelling, convincing, and very clear approach where you can implement yourself in order to attract someone, in order to make yourself sound like a leader, sound like a simple effective person who can attract a mass of people. So this is how you need to do the process in the right spectrum, in the right bandwidth. So you need to take care of these all the things while doing a storytelling. Now what I am sharing with you while doing a conversation, while doing a little vartalap to someone, always take care that speak with mind. When you speak with mind, there are so many instances, there are so many times when you flaw, when you will get out of the track. But in order to be so clear and so much effective in that sense, it definitely sound very very complicated. So I think first speak with mind, and second that I really think is that you need to choose the right sentence, choose the right words while doing speaking. Now what is the right word, what is the right sentence? There is no any proper benchmark, there is no any proper standard that you need to follow certain rules. It's just a subconscious habits which allow you to use that word in a very fluctual way. Now let me give you example. Way back in 2009, there's a term that is amalgamation. When I heard this term amalgamation, that is from the chemistry chapter, I thought this word it actually means that when you combine something, when you mix so many elements to make a single some special result. But after during my post graduations, I was listening a podcast on Spotify, and that is 22 Yarns by the Gaurav Kapoor. And while doing speaking, he start like that. This is 22 Yarns. Welcome to this podcast. This podcast is amalgamation of so many beautiful stories, so many beautiful events. So what is the meaning of amalgamation? So the moment I heard the sound amalgamation from his mouth, suddenly I just jumped. I just thought, look how simply he used the word amalgamations. Means you can use any word, whether it is technical word, whether it's a non-technical word, in your day-to-day communications to make yourself more effective, to make yourself more attractive. This is how the great content writer uses while storytelling, while taking an interview to any great personalities. So thank you for that podcast. Now the third thing is that there is some vocal exercise, some vocal modulations, some vocal practice from this neck, how you produce the sound, how you produce the sound from your vocal cord. So there is some humming exercise like that. There's so many speech processing. There's so many speech therapy techniques which can make your mouth very free from all the problems, all the defects which you are facing through. Like that. These things looks very absurd, but definitely it will help you in the long term. I have been observing a lot of commentators like Jatin Sapru, Harsha Bhogle, and Gaurav Kapoor, who is a non-cricketing commentator and who speaks really well. The way they sound, the way they produce the sentence, the way they use the correct metaphor in the right moment, in the right time, in the right player, that is so amazing. I was totally overwhelmed. This is how you can do that. And next fourth thing is that always listen great people. Always listen people who really you love, who really you fond of, fascinating to their jobs. Like I personally listen Anubhav Jain, Gaurav Kapoor, Jatin Sapru, Harsha Bhogle, Karan Thapar. and my all-time favorite, that is Luke Cotino. These all are my favorite orator, favorite, you can say, a, a example which I really follow, which I really like to away myself, which I really like to, which I emulate myself to that kind of group. I'm not saying that I want to speak like a Harsha Bhogle, I want to speak like a Luke Cotino, but what I related, I want to develop my own personality. I want to create my own way of speaking, own way of delivering the speech in the right tone, in the right momentum, in the right spectrum of bandwidth. This is how the great people can enhance their voice quality. Now the last thing is that there has been a pause. There's a very good role and very convincing uh, job is that to pause. When you pause, how much you pause, that totally make yourself very clear. It adds certain clarity elements in your voice while doing a storytelling, while doing a conversation, while doing any talks to your colleagues, to the seminar, to any place. So make a pause. When you take a pause, suddenly you have a time to think what is the right word, what is the right sentence, which I can use to that moment to in order to make myself a great speaker, a great orator. This is how the great people love themselves. The great people use it for themselves. Now the last thing is that try to remove ooh. These are some unwanted stoppage elements which hampers the beauty of your conversation, beauty of your orations, beauty of your storytellings. So always try to go with flawless. Take a pause, take a sub breath like this. So this is what I really follow to my speech processing technology, to my speech actions, and there are a lot more options. But this special episode, I talk only this few things. I hope you like it, and I hope you share it. And if you have any kind of feedback, if you have any kind of question and Q&A scenario, please give me a comment. I will let me know what things you really need to catch up, what things you really need to work on, and what area I can really help you. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Thank you.